You can view your campaign goals at any time by clicking the highlighted button on the bottom panel of the screen. To expand the Kingdom of England, you should first look to conquer the British Isles. You must also contend with the Scots to the north and the French to the south. The nearby rebel town of York will make an ideal first target. You should start by double-clicking on one of your settlements and recruiting some troops. Once you have built up an army, you can prepare to make your first conquest. Right-click to move your army to any part of the highlighted area. Attack by right-clicking on a rival's army or settlement. Merge with a friendly army or board a fleet by moving onto it.
Your orders, sire.
Orders. As you wish. Joining the others, sire.
Use this scroll to construct buildings, recruit troops, and govern your settlement. More detailed statistics and trade details can be viewed by clicking the Show Settlement Details button at the bottom of the scroll. Click the Show Me How button to learn how to use the settlement scroll. This scroll gives you detailed information about a particular building. Use this information to choose which buildings to construct. You can also destroy a building to retrieve some of its construction cost by clicking the Destroy Building button on the bottom left of the scroll. Left-click on a unit to add it to your recruitment queue. The number of units you can recruit each turn depends on the size of your settlement. Right-click on a unit to learn more about it. Click the Show Me How button to learn about recruitment. This scroll gives you important information and statistics about a particular unit. Number of men, training and upkeep costs, experience, attack and defense values, and special abilities. Use this information to determine how to best build up your army. Left-click on a building to add it to the construction queue, and again to remove it. Drag and drop buildings to change their position in the queue. Right-click on a building to find out more about it. You can only manage the construction of your settlement if a governor is present. Click the Show Me How button to learn about construction. Moving your priest into a province converts the population to your religion. Right-click anywhere in a province to start converting.
God's servant. Godspeed.
My lord.
There is currently no governor in this settlement. You will need to move in a general to recruit troops, construct buildings, and manage this settlement. In the absence of a general, your settlement is being auto-managed. This scroll shows you the known details of another faction's settlement, including the governor, buildings, and garrison. Some details might be missing in the case of neutral or enemy settlements, but a skillful spy can be used to uncover any missing information. Left-click on the boxes that slide down the left of the screen to view important messages. Right-click to dismiss them. Messages include financial reports, family announcements, missions, and declarations of war.
Your will, sire. Yes. Continuing tomorrow, sire.
This scroll shows you the details of a general in your faction. You can also recruit mercenaries that are available for hire in this region.
Orders. By your command. We shall continue tomorrow, sire.
Right-click to move your fleet to any part of the highlighted area. Move the fleet to a coastal square to disembark the passengers. Right-click on an enemy fleet to engage in naval combat. It is a new turn and season in your campaign. Your treasury has been updated, your armies and characters have rested, and your rivals have made their moves. It is now your turn to make your next moves to carry out your strategy. This scroll details your performance throughout the turn, including military actions, finances, and your empire's progress. You can review this and more information at any time on the Overview panel. Click Show Me How to see how to access the Overview panel. If you are unsure of what to build next, click My Portrait on the bottom of this scroll for a construction suggestion.
My lord.
For a
To battle
recruitment
it is,
suggestion,
then, sire.
click My Portrait when the
Prepare to
Recruitment
assault the
tab is
walls.
selected.
We lay siege. The siege goes as planned, sire.
Merchants
your
can be used to
service.
trade resources and make acquisitions. Hold your cursor over a resource to show its value, and move your merchant onto it to commence
Your
trading.
Majesty.
At your service.
As you command. Opening a new trade lane, my liege.
Princesses can engage in diplomacy with foreign emissaries. Right-click on a character, army, or settlement belonging to another faction to enter negotiations.
Got a plan in mind for
Your will, sire.
When
war,
attacking
then,
a
sire.
settlement, you must either have
sire.
siege artillery in
Sieging
your
the enemy.
army or construct siege equipment on the battlefield. Equipment that is unsuitable for use on a settlement's defences is greyed out. The time taken to build is displayed beneath each item. Click the Show Me How button to learn how to build siege. This scroll shows the outcome of the battle and some basic statistics. You can view more detailed results of the battle by clicking the Show Battle Statistics button on the bottom right of the scroll.
Glorious victory is ours, sire.
When you
As you
capture a
commanded,
settlement,
sire,
you have the
these
option
lands are
to
now
occupy,
yours.
sack, or exterminate. Occupying a settlement brings it under your rule peacefully, but the people might rebel against you. Sacking allows your troops to loot and pillage, which gives an order and cash bonus, but buildings are damaged and people are killed. Exterminating kills most of the population and reduces the level of the buildings, but brings the population under your control. The number on the top right of the unit cards shows how many of those units are available to recruit. The rate that units become available for hire depends on the buildings in your settlement. Troops are trained in different buildings at various rates and made available to recruit in your settlement.
Sire, my lord. Orders. My lord.
Review the state of your faction's finances here. You can increase your income by adjusting the tax rate in a settlement, opening up trade routes, or exploiting natural resources. Your current treasury is also permanently displayed under the End Turn button. The icons under your settlement show the income, loyalty, and growth of the settlement. Icons will also appear if the settlement is close to rioting, under siege, or has the plague. Move your mouse over the icons for more information. From time to time, you will receive special missions from the Pope, your Council of Nobles, guilds, and other factions. You can review the details of your current missions here, including goals, time left, and associated rewards and penalties.
Yes! Set sail! Fleet ready, sire. All ashore!
The strength of an army
Now,
is shown
you
on its banner.
dogs!
The more colour on the
Command
banner,
me,
the more
sire.
men are present.
This is a
Any stars
brilliant
next to the army
attempt to
show the
spring a
command
deadly
rating
trap,
of its
sire.
general.
We shall slaughter them, my lord! Besieging the cowards, my liege! Patiently awaiting to breach and butcher, sire?
Yes, Your Highness.
In God's name.
Daughter of the Crown. Yes. A lady needs her rest, sire.
You have selected a
Waiting for
target
morning
outside the green highlighted
lady needs
area.
her rest, sire.
This means your character cannot reach his target this turn. Provided
Yes,
that
my
an enemy does not block his path, your character will continue on his journey next
Without
turn.
questions.
What is it you would talk to us about, Signor? A very reasonable proposal. Very well, we accept. Très bien. We shall speak again.
Yes, sire.
At your service. At your service. At your
Right-click on a
service.
foreign merchant to attempt to acquire their assets. If you are successful, the foreign merchant will be put out of business. If you fail the acquisition, your merchant might be forced to retire. This scroll shows you the details of a character in your faction. You can view their name, role, skills, retinue, and personality traits. Use their skill level to decide how capable they are of completing certain missions. Send your characters on missions to improve their
At your
skills.
service.
I bring word
Click
from
on the
Scotland.
items on the left to make an offer or demand. Your current agreements with this faction are displayed on the right.
Excellent.
Consider the
Day
balance
for
of the
good
agreement.
people and
Double-click
Scotland.
on a settlement to construct buildings, recruit units, and manage the settlement. Press the spacebar to toggle the movement speed of characters and armies on the campaign map. Use backspace to stop a character moving.
Sire, we need to fall back and regroup. Yes, sire. Break off the siege. Orders. To war,
Maintaining
then,
a
sire.
siege on a settlement will eventually starve out the enemy. However, in this time,
I shall lead our forces into battle, my lord. Unit!
Your siege equipment is automatically attached to one of your infantry units. Units with siege equipment are marked with an icon representing the siege equipment they are manning on their unit card. If you wish to have troops drop the siege equipment, click on the Drop Siege Equipment icon. To have another unit pick up a piece of spare equipment, select the unit and right-click on the equipment when the cursor changes to a hand. Left-click on Show Me How for details of your objectives, as well as the use of battering rams, ladders, and towers.
Archers! Archers! Crossbows! Assemble the men!
You have pressed the Skirmish Mode button for the first time. This button toggles skirmish mode on and off for the selected troops. When in skirmish mode, troops will avoid getting into hand-to-hand combat by keeping their distance from enemy troops. Missile troops, like archers, are always in skirmish mode. You will need to turn the skirmish mode off if you want them to stand and fight. You have pressed the guard mode button for the first time. This toggles guard mode on and off for the selected troops. In guard mode, the unit will fight defensively, try to maintain their formation when attacked, and won't chase the enemy if they run away. You can change the facing, width, and length of your units by using the mouse. Select the units you wish to change, then hold down the right mouse button and move the mouse to change their position, formation, and facing. When you release the right mouse button, they will carry out your orders. Possible to set arrows alight to rain fire and death down upon the enemy. Flaming arrows have reduced accuracy, but are more devastating when they land and have a greater effect on morale. Left-click the Show Me How button to see how to do this. You do not only win a battle by killing every last enemy soldier on the field, you also win by causing them to break and flee. When a unit routs, the panic spreads, and nearby units may join them. This can turn into a mass rout. Your siege weapons have knocked through a section of the enemy's walls. Divert your heaviest troops to attack the breach. Make haste, or the defenders will be ready, and your advantage lost.
As in ancient Jericho, the walls fall before the righteous. Send our men through to slay our ungodly foe. Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy. The Lord is with us today. We've captured the enemy.
Once your men are in combat, you can make them break off by double right-clicking on a point behind them. This can be a useful trick if your men are faster than the enemy's. When using this tactic, however, it is inevitable that you will lose a few men.
Units
You have pressed the withdraw button for the first time. This orders the selected units to leave the battlefield in an orderly manner. Use it if you think you are losing and want to save your men to fight another day. To cancel the withdraw order, simply give the units a move action.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
You have pressed the Special Unit Abilities button for the first time. This activates any special formations or abilities of the selected unit. As you select different units, you will see the button change. If the selected unit does not have a special ability, the button will become a red circle with a line through it. Spearmen are about to attack your cavalry, who are already in a fight. Get your horsemen out of there. Spearmen are the most effective force against cavalry. Left-click the Show Me How button to zoom to your unit. Cavalry charge, they cause extra casualties due to the momentum of their attack. A cycle of charge, withdraw, charge causes maximum casualties for minimum losses. Repeat until done. Foolish enemy are facing away from your missile troops. Without their shields for protection, they're a great target.
Only half the enemy force remains.
General carries a battle horn to rally routing troops. When used in close proximity to routing units, it increases the chances that they will heed the call and return to the fray. Left-click the Show Me How button to see how to do this. Your general is in peril. Send help or withdraw him from combat. If he is killed, your army may panic and run. Left-click the Show Me How button to zoom to your general.
enemy general lies dead. We've sent the base cur to hell.
Double time!
My lord, our men are in command of the city. This is a clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue and valor.
Victory! Nothing can stop us, sire! The settlement has fallen! Take the spoils of war! Orders. Yes. Command me, sire. They'll wish they'd never been born, sire. Show no mercy! Kill them all! Unit!
Your siege equipment is automatically attached to one of your infantry units. Units with siege equipment are marked with an icon representing the siege equipment they are manning on their unit card. If you wish to have troops drop the siege equipment, click on the Drop Siege Equipment icon. To have another unit pick up a piece of spare equipment, select the unit and right-click on the equipment when the cursor changes to a hand. Left-click on Show Me How for details of your objectives, as well as the use of battering rams, ladders, and towers.
Forward ladders! March ladders! Advance! Advance! Spearmen! Units, march!
You have pressed the Loose Formation button for the first time. You'll notice the troops you have selected spread out into a more relaxed formation. Use this formation to reduce casualties from missile fire. This button swaps the units between loose and normal formations.
The ladders are now in place. Walls are no match for the valor and force of our arms. Our men have reached the gate with the battering ram. Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
You have successfully used a ram to destroy an enemy gate. Quickly send troops through the breach and establish a foothold in the settlement before they can force you out.
Our men have done well. The gates have fallen. The Lord is with us today. We've captured the enemy's walls. Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this,
Your cavalry unit is racing towards a target in loose formation. As your men begin to charge, change to close formation for maximum impact. This can be done by clicking on the Formations button. Left-click the Show Me How button to see how to change formation.
My lord! Our men are in... My lord, we've lost control of the city. Lord have mercy! We've lost half of our men! Only half the enemy force remains.
In causing an enemy rout, timing is everything. When you find weak spots in the enemy, weaken them until they are wavering, and then hit them hard to cause them to rout. The more units you can rout simultaneously, the more chance the whole army will panic and run.
Aye, St. George! We've captured the enemy's general! That'll teach the cowardly dog. By St. George! Blast! Our men no longer command the city!
Units double time! Units selling forth!
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
You've won the battle. Now you can try to kill or capture as many fleeing enemies as possible before they escape. As your troops are in no danger...
Such is the fate of all who oppose us! Victory! These people now kneel before us, my lord!
You can also recruit agents to serve your kingdom here. You can only recruit a limited number of some agents, and you must improve your buildings to recruit more. Once trained, your agents can undertake special missions.
With honor, sire. We shall continue tomorrow, my liege.
I'm not someone...
This scroll shows you the known details of another faction's character. You will find this information useful if you want to acquire a foreign merchant, propose marriage to a princess, or assassinate an enemy character.
Sire.
You can click on my portrait to dismiss a piece of advice or replay the last piece of advice. The buttons next to my portrait allow you to change the advice settings, zoom to a location on the map, and show you how to do something. There are more advice options on the Game Options scroll. If you want help using a scroll at any time, then click the question mark on the top right of the scroll.
Aye, sire.
This settlement is a city. Your cities are your major source of income from taxation and trade. You will need to ensure that your people stay happy for your city to function at its best. Leaving a settlement without a garrison invites invasion and insurrection. Move in some troops to keep rivals at bay and maintain public order.
My lord.
When
Hail,
moving
my
around the
king.
map, it is important to be aware of enemy armies. Left-click an enemy army to view its zone of movement. Double-click the army to find out more details. When an enemy army is blocking your path, the terrain will be highlighted in red at the choke point. You must fight the enemy army to pass, or find an alternative route.
God's servant. Godspeed. Continuing once I have rested.
Princesses can be married to generals in your own or other factions.
On my way.
Your princess
Waiting
can
for
marry
morning,
foreign
Master.
leaders or heirs to cement an alliance. Marrying a general in your own faction will increase his loyalty. She can also attempt to lure a foreign general into your faction. Right-click on a worthy general to propose marriage. If you move a general into a settlement, he becomes the governor. Generals with high piety, chivalry, or dread make better governors. In the absence of a general, your settlement will be automatically managed. If there is no permanent governor in a settlement, it's a good idea to queue the buildings that you want to construct when you have the opportunity.
Hail, my king!
When a general moves into your settlement, you can select the buildings you want to build, and your construction orders will continue to be carried out even after the general has moved on.
Does this look like one of your fleets, you galoot?
Hail, my king! Yes, my liege. Making camp here, noble sire.
Buildings can be damaged during a siege or natural disaster. Damaged buildings will be shown on the Repair tab. To repair a damaged building, left-click the building to add it to the queue. You can retrain units that have suffered losses to return them to full strength. The number on the unit card shows how many men remain in the unit. If there are not enough soldiers available in the settlement to retrain your unit, the card will be grayed out.
At your service.
Yes, sire. We'll start sending these to England at once.
will, sire.
My lord. Orders. Sire. Sire.